Who goes there? David. How you doing, buddy?
I'm back. Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm back. You were just a few cubicles down underneath the desk for the night.
Right. Basically.
When did you drive in?
I was here yesterday, so I slept. I
Right,
got
right.
here overnight.
You did. You've been here since yesterday.
Yeah, I got that.
I was just wondering if you came in on the roads tonight.
No, not tonight. I've been here since yesterday.
Okay.
Has it started precipitating here yet?
Yeah, not here. Hill Country's getting a batch though, and I'm hoping that we can avoid getting this here in time, and we can get to the hotel after the show. It's not too far away, so hopefully it's going to be close.
You on the team?
G-Man, baby, all day? All day. What's going on, Penn State? That's where our boy Saquon came from, you know. So he'll be back. We're going to have a great year next year.
Yeah, it was just a bad look.
It was. That was terrible. I mean,
It was his first game, right?
second. I just hope that they get there's a couple of receivers out there that they're looking at that could really help too. That'll help Saquon, of course. But then some O-line rather would be some.
What's that receiver from Alabama who got the Heisman?
Oh yeah, yeah. I forget his name now,
I
but
know he's going to.
where do
See
you?
where he goes.
Yeah, he's not going to John. He won't fall to 11. We're 11th pick. They had another. They have a couple. There's a couple free agents. Allen Robinson's a free agent from Chicago. I like him a lot.
Hopefully Baltimore pick up some damn receivers.
Man, I was really thinking y'all had. I mean, I watched a couple games, like about three quarters of the way through the season, and said this team is good. I thought y'all were going to go deep.
You know what it is? Like, we just don't have, in my opinion, we don't have a pocket quarterback. Like right now, his numbers are looking like Michael Vick. And we all know
Yeah.
Michael Vick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Just freak athletes, but I mean, the pocket quarterback succeeds in the NFL, and you got to have weapons, just loaded. I mean, he is a big weapon, but you got to have a great running back. You got to have three. That's how most of those teams,
And he just released
And defense. I mean, that's what Tampa Bay proved. If your defense can play right at the right time, nobody's stopping you. Nobody's stopping you, man.
Let me tell you, that defense, they was just so. Two of their all-pro linemen were out. including
Right.
the
Okay.
tackle.
But what happened in New Orleans? Oh, on YouTube, yeah.
Just take sure you know.
Thank you. What happened in Green Bay? Yeah, YouTube videos getting all this. That's right. Thanks, Dave. I'm waiting for this one. This window's not coming up, but I think it's going to still go. Oh, we just lost that window. That's YouTube. All right, let me do this.
Yeah, quarterback, man. So bad.
All right, Stoops. Have a good one, man. Yes, indeed. Hi, Jen. Just getting a little audience in before we get going. YouTube got an early show. Me and Devin Stoops, one of our engineers, talking football. That was fun. I haven't seen Stoops in a while. So we're kind of getting a little reunited around the station as a few more people are allowed in and taking care of things. Come on in. How's everybody doing on a cold Tuesday night? We're going to talk a little weather. We're going to talk a little CPS. We're going to talk a little ERCOT. Still no. I see it, Isabel. I feel your pain. This power needs to be back on. This is beyond. Shakia, you're right. In fact, I was really impressed with what the governor said today. He wants answers. Kerrville is going to soon see it. Absolutely. Is it Shalans? Hello, Kimberly. What's going on? Yeah, we got more, Leticia. Unbelievable. All right, welcome in. Bill Taylor here in the Ken's 5 Digital Center on a Tuesday night, and I'm sporting it. This is one of the warmest coats I own, so it's on. It's the New York Giants starter jacket, circa 1981, maybe 82. That's how old this jacket is. It has seen some snow, but it is one of the warmest I own. I'm not lying to you because it's cold in Ken's. The cold confines of Ken's TV. We're at 45 degrees right now. So we're on generator power. That's why you're seeing me. That's why you're seeing the lights are on. But for lights, camera, action, that generator is just about at capacity. So heating the entire building is difficult. The studio stays somewhat warm because of the lights in there. But as soon as you come out of the studio and into the hallways, it drops about 15 degrees. No water, no electricity in Del Rio. Tessie, I haven't heard so much from Del Rio. Okay, sorry to hear that. Of course, the problems here are just incredible. We're pushing 300,000 without power in San Antonio area. Bernie, going to get more bad weather, Larry? You're going to get clipped, yes, definitely in Bernie. Hello, Jennifer. Hi, Margie. As we take a look, this is going to be the satellite imagery or radar imagery that goes from northern Valverde County on a line just to about Medina. I don't call it Bandera yet, just about to Medina, Texas, which is in Bandera County, west of Bandera, cowboy country. And you can see, again, it's just a very, very light shield or sheet of freezing rain, freezing drizzle. It's crossing over I-10, covering almost all of Edwards County, Real County, and now just out west of Kerrville. So Mountain Home, probably getting a little bit of light drizzle, maybe even a little sleet. Samantha, there's my niece Sammy. They got some snow in southwest Louisiana, hooked up the laundry tub to the four-wheeler, and it was sledding fun, Cajun style. Good to see you, honey. Love you, Sammy. All right, Dallas Cowboys. I know, Joe. I know. I get it. But I grew up in New Jersey. My father had season tickets to the New York Giants, so they're in my blood. Can't let them go. Haven't had power nor water since Sunday, 9 p.m. in Eagle Pass. Selena, so sorry. Since 9 p.m. Sunday in Eagle Pass. Oh, my gosh. Power went out, 6-month-old. No, Jacob, I'm so sorry. Uncle said this never even happened in 85. No, in 85 it was gone already, right? It hit the hill country consecutive times before January was even over. 36 years ago, we had over a foot, but then in the hill country, 3 rounds of snow in that same system. Howdy, Bill. Nice and cold in Carn City. Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Philip. Good to see you, brother. Hi, Carl. Good to see you. Hola, Alex. What's going on? You're in Selma right now. How are things in Selma, Texas? 40-year-old jacket, raise you a pair of lined rubber boots from 77. All right, Gilder, all in. We got the vintage New Jersey stuff to keep us warm, right? Love you, Sammy. We're trying. Poor Jane, my wife and youngest have endured the worst of it as far as the Taylors. We lost power, we lost water, and then we had pipes burst today. And I was here. It happened at like 2 o'clock this afternoon. And man, but I'm just grateful for people that get there and get it repaired, and we're seeing a little bit of light, but still no power. Still no power. Think it's a little cold. Yeah, perfect time to bust out the new, the stew and caldos. Absolutely, Armando. Good idea. Pleasanton's here. Hi, Destiny. You know, Pleasanton, that's going to be one of the interesting ones where it's cut off. I mean, because San Antonio's going to hopefully just get clipped in this, okay? But this round, you can see it's got some good coverage. Let me kind of widen this view, and you'll see that this is one good impulse of precipitation that's staying all freezing drizzle and rain. Remember, it's the layers of the atmosphere from top to bottom. If you get them all cold enough to produce the snow, it'll stay snow all the way down. That was the perfect recipe on Sunday night. But now you can see that this has got some warm air aloft that's preventing it from staying snow all the way to the surface, and it's melting into that sleet or freezing rain. So when anything precipitation-wise hits the surface, we're definitely freezing on contact, which is the worst form of precipitation. We've had freezing temperatures way too long for anything to hit and melt. How long, you ask? How long, you ask? Take a look at this. Now, keep in mind, I calculated this considering the 10 o'clock p.m. temperature, because when I wrap this up, we're going to go right into Eyewitness News at 10, and I wanted to have this graphic accurate with the most current number up to date, all right? So, longest time below freezing in San Antonio, consecutive hours below freezing. We're coming up on the all-time record. In 1951, San Antonio had 109 hours straight of less than 33. This is 32 and below, okay? 32 and under, so freezing or less. Right now, we're at 99 hours as of 10 p.m. So I've added it through the 10 p.m. hour to include, you know, the 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Hitting it at 10 o'clock hits 99 hours at freezing or below. 3 days, well, I'm going to have to update that because that would obviously be 4 more hours to that. So almost 4 straight days below freezing right now. And I think we hit it because we won't go above freezing until about 10 o'clock tomorrow, maybe 11 a.m. Wednesday. We get above 32, and that'll mean, what, 10, 12 more hours, okay? So we'll beat it, and this will be the #1 longest time below at freezing or below in San Antonio. Incredible. We're looking forward to that last statistic. The average last freeze in our city is February 24th. The latest freeze in this city was in April. We have had an April year where we got to 32 degrees as late as April. So keep that in mind, although it's highly unlikely, because this has been one hell of a winter. This is the 3rd time we've had measurable snow on the ground. 3rd time. And here's what's interesting in a meteorological sense. We're in a La Nina, which typically leads to a drier, warmer winter. That's the kind of the macro of this, okay? El Nino's the warming of the Pacific sea surface temperatures, right? Has an effect on the U.S. temperatures and weather. Well, in San Antonio and, you know, in the U.S. this year, a La Nina pattern, usually just the opposite. It's going to be a cooling of those ocean waters, sea surface temperatures technically, and then that translates for the U.S., especially in the southern U.S., warmer temperatures, drier conditions, both that don't lead to what we're dealing with right now. You know, I mean, this is one of the coldest outbreaks across the United States in like 3 decades. So here's what's interesting. This was something Paul Morales figured out, and it is just mind-blowing to me. That blue line, okay, see how that blue line cuts from Buffalo, New York, all the way down through Jackson, Mississippi. South of us, we're at 23 right now, 18 Dallas. Every temperature in that blue, okay, and up, everybody from us north, colder than Anchorage, Alaska. Then if you go to that purple line, all those areas colder than Fairbanks, Alaska. What? That's incredible. I mean, think about how close to the pole, especially Fairbanks, is. And this whole Arctic air mass just left the Canada and Arctic region and spilled into the United States. Not that it's warmer in Canada and those spots, but a lot warmer than they were 2 weeks ago. When that air mass was up there, Yellowknife was the one we always use as kind of our barometer, if you will, and it was like 45 below zero. Now it's like 5 below. I mean, it's like so much warmer, you know, even though that's not warm, but a lot warmer than it was, relatively speaking, of course. 73 in Florida, right? You don't even want to look at that, Marcus, right? Marcos, sorry, 73, yeah, Benny, I mean, it's unbelievable. It was 81 yesterday, right? Dennis, you're awesome. I appreciate you, brother. What's happening? Sophia, tell me, you are going to tell me 80 degrees is on the way. Okay, so let me tell you that 80 is on the way in May. I mean, it's going to be a while. No, you know what? There are 70s on my 7-day forecast. Doesn't that feel good? You hear that? There are 70s on my 7-day, so that's good news, okay? First, let's talk about the numbers that we hit today in San Antonio. Another record day in the mercury department. The almanac's going to show you what we should normally be doing on February 16th, and that's going to be a low of about 44 and a high of 67. That's the average February 16th day in the last 30 years, right? So we break the record low of 16, we hit 12. And look at how old that record low was. 1895 is when we just started keeping climate data, okay? Then 26 for the high. That is the lowest high on February 16th's history. So 31 was the old record from 1904. we beat it pretty good with 26. What I love seeing is that 26, look at how close that is to the actual record low. Never mind 40 degrees below average, okay? Never mind 40 degrees below average. But it's only 10 degrees away from the record low, our high. Our high was almost our record low by 10 degrees. Yesterday was even closer. So that to me is just crazy time. All right, metro temperatures. Let me show you what's happening. Winds are going to come in relatively light tonight. John Coker, right? 70s are coming, fam. Hang in there, everybody. That's what we need, is that big, warm hug, John Coker. Thank you, man. That's one of our Ken's 5 team members right there. 23 Randolph, 21 Bernie, pair of 2s at Bandera, 28 Castroville. Here's the good news. You don't see teens on the map. You don't see a dramatic drop in temperature overnight. So the good news is that we're really going to hold steady in these lower to mid-20s. I was forecasting a low of 22, and that now seems a lot more bold when we're at 23 at 9:15. You know, I'm hoping and praying we just stay in the lower 20s. But anything's possible. We have that light north, well, I would call it east-northeasterly breeze right now, but it's primarily northeast, and then you can see how it turns east near Timberwood Park where it's 23 degrees. Let me put a few more counties on the map here, show you what we've got in the hill country, temperature-wise. 22 at Kerrville. A lot of stations not even reporting, as we've gotten a lot of thermometer issues out there. 28 LaGrange, 27 Gonzales, 25 Rock Springs. This is what I was saying, is that even with some of that precipitation, temperatures aren't bottoming out there. But anything that's falling has got to be frozen because of where these numbers are right now. So, the timing. Let's get back to this wintry precip. Why doesn't Floresville have a temp, right? They're just like, Nikki, it's too cold. Forget it. We're not even going out to check it. No, sometimes in a lot of communities, it's an observation issue and the meter's not reading correctly, and so it doesn't report. Cold fingers. Wait a minute. We got a birthday. Tammy. Is it Tammy? I need a name. You know what we do on my Facebook Lives when we have a birthday. You know it's coming. I got to get a confirmation on that Tammy. Timothy's loving this weather. Jacob's loving this weather. So see, there are a lot of cold air lovers. Even if you're not from here, sometimes San Antonians love to battle that August and September heat with some frigid cold winter days, right? Tessely, what's it going to be like by the weekend? Really nice. Mother Nature owes us a nice weekend, and it's coming. Never thought temp in the 20s would be a good thing, right? Exactly, Ruben. And it is. I mean, in a sense that the clouds helped us out in two ways. The clouds helped us from staying out of the single digits this morning, because it would have been 5 or 6, maybe 7 degrees this morning in San Antonio had the clouds not rolled in by about 2 a.m. this morning. That was a big difference. And then it actually hurt us. It wasn't two good things. It was one good, one bad. The bad thing, clouds kept us from hitting 32 today. And that would have been good for us to really help the melting. Elizabeth, Hope and Familia in the 210 is doing good. Countdown City, that's who we are. The weather here, Chesapeake, Virginia is crazy as well. I bet. Happy birthday, Bill. No, not my birthday, Pete. Not me. I think it could be Tammy, but I'm not sure. We're trying to get a confirmation on that before I do my song. It's my birthday. All right, I'm going to... Oh, it's Rosemary. Okay. Happy birthday, Rosemary Pena. Happy birthday, dear Rosemary. Happy birthday. Warm wishes are out to you on a very cold Arctic night in San Antonio from the Ken's 5 Digital Center. To you, Rosemary, it's cold and stay warm. I hope you have power. Oh, I ran out of air. I hope you have power. That's really the biggest issue. Can I just tackle that for a minute? CPS tells us that they need 32 degrees for a consecutive for a while before they're really going to get us into power restored, okay? They went from the rolling, and then they started saying these are sustained blackouts. And it's mainly, of course, to conserve energy that is being overloaded. And ERCOT is saying, we only have this much, and unless we start, shutting off along the way, we're going to run out. That was the fear. Now, speaking of fear, debunked rumors that were flying around on social media. This is when social media can be our enemy. There was a rumor going around that CPS reported that we are in imminent danger of a complete grid failure. That is not true. We chased that down. In fact, Sarah Fragani's been working that story, as well as Erica Zucco. They both did a phenomenal job of chasing down the truth. CPS, first of all, would not use social media to put anything out like that. Number two, they told us we did not put that information out. That is not true. So that came from CPS directly. So that's good news. There was also a rumor about saws with water, that we were going to completely run out of water, fill your tubs now, we were going to be in trouble. SAWS came out, told us, no, please tell your people. That also not true. We are having water issues, absolutely, pumping stations and all kinds of different things that they're reporting to us. But as far as that being imminent danger in both those categories, those were false rumors being spread on social media. I'll be here August 11th. I will be here. You got it. So you can sing, Mimi, you know it. I will be ready for Mimi August 11. I'll be able to prepare. I got a long time to prepare for that one. Fire, CPS Energy. Oh boy, here we go, Pete. Uh-oh. Explain climate change. Justin, where do we start? Climate change is real. The climate will always change. Period. Here's what is not so true, that we can control climate change, that we can beat climate change. We will not do that. The planet is on its own life cycle, okay, away and apart from us, much larger than us. We are just on this planet. Remember that, okay? We are on it. We're not doing anything, we cannot do anything to stop the climate system of the planet. That's just way out of our reach. This is a rock being hurled around the sun at 60,000 miles per hour right now. Okay, while it's tilted on its axis and spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. So you're telling me anything that we can do as mankind can start controlling some of what's happening on this planet? It's just out of reach, okay? Yes, let's clean our air. Yes, let's make sure we are getting a handle on pollution. We can clean our air. That's going to help. Absolutely, it's going to help. But to stop climate change, no. Remember, this planet went through climate change cycles without us. It went into an ice age, it came out of an ice age more than once without us. So remember that part. That's the biggest, most important evidence that this planet's on its own cycle. And we can't stop climate change. Climate will always change. So that's all for that. No energy. CSAFE, 4 o'clock at Stone Oak. Please help. Oh gosh, Hector, I'm so sorry. That is, oh my gosh. See? Seahawks. Look at Vanessa, really? We beat the Seahawks this season, didn't we? Uh-oh, sorry, did I just go there? We did beat the Seahawks this year. All right, so here's some timing. And I like this. Megan Massey put this together for us on a time frame with a great line graph of showing you freezing rain possibilities. Wintry mix is more likely Thursday because the air is going to get a little colder Thursday, and we could see a little more snow. I'll show you the Thursday future radar model guidance in a moment. Jenny, love you too. Most of us don't have power. I know, I'm so sorry. Get info quickly. Yes, absolutely. So 80% at 2 a.m., 50% 6 a.m., and you can see it tapers off into the morning. I really think it'll dry out long before 6 a.m. The best chances are going to definitely be between 12 and 3 a.m. of getting San Antonio freezing rain that would stick to the surface and temperatures bottom out. Then on Wednesday, we're dry most of the day, hopefully recovering with temperatures into the low to mid 40s before we get another round early Thursday morning. It's really not going to be exactly 24 hours later, but close, as we have another good chance of a wintry mix heading in by 2 to 6, maybe even 6 to 8 a.m. Thursday. I'd almost want to push this back even farther on the time frame, because here's the deal. We go into tonight. Let me show you the future radar, and you'll also see the temperatures, okay? So freezing rain, there's 9 o'clock, there's midnight. And you can see that the model's a little more robust than actual, okay? But the models are really having a little trouble tonight with what we're experiencing. This is what radar should look like, according to the model. And you can see how far south some of that frozen precipitation is. Well, it's not that far south. We've just got one little piece of energy and area of precipitation going back to live radar, and it's northwest, and it's over the hill country. That's the current image right there, okay? So keep that in mind. It's not initialized perfectly. We don't expect perfection. These are computer model forecasts. But you can see that, but this is the closest. I looked at all of them, so I wouldn't waste too much time on that tonight, because sometimes we do take that time. But here we go. Rolling through, look, by 3 a.m., it's east. So a lot of our eastern communities are actually expecting a little bit more ice accumulation than in the city. Then, look, on Wednesday, we should get to freezing temperature or above by mid-morning. This is 11:30, 11:40 a.m. We're at 33. Patchy precipitation across the hill country. And you can see, look, 51 at Rock Springs, so that would be liquid. 40 in San Antonio by 1 o'clock. But with a north breeze and a decent amount of cloud cover in the area, mid-40s should be about the best we do on a Wednesday high. But that is fantastic. That's going to be a few hours from 32 to 45. So that's, you know, if we go at 11 a.m. to 5, a solid 6 hours above freezing, 7 hours. I mean, so it'll take a few hours to get below freezing. So give us about 10 to 12 hours above freezing, and that means we could see significant melting tomorrow. Even with that, we could get a little bit of sunshine. But look, we'll go back to freezing, and by 8 o'clock, the model brings in snow on Wednesday night. By 8, 9 p.m., more frozen precip and that wintry mix over Hondo, Medina Lake, back through Bandera, Lakey, Rock Springs. Then look at all the snow. Really robust on this model. Through the midnight hour of Thursday, heading into Thursday morning, changing back, and you can see more sleet. I mean, this is a great deal of precipitation on this forecast for Thursday morning. Look at that. A lot of snow. This is all snow and blue. Look at that. And white, of course, at 10:30 a.m. Thursday. So through mid-morning Thursday, look at that, until 4 in the afternoon. This would be unprecedented to see this kind of snowfall through Thursday. But this model says it happens. And again, it's the one that was initializing the best of all, okay? Wow, I'm kind of flabbergasted. If we see this much snow on Thursday, this would be something else. And by 4 p.m., it moves east of us, and temperatures topping maybe upper 30s for a high. So we're really on time with that number. That's what we were thinking on the temperature forecast, the precipitation forecast. That is awfully robust, awfully robust. Carol, had power for a few hours. Now no power. Sorry, so sorry. So AT&T, snow speeders around here. Thought it was the snow battle from the Empire. Right, Pete? It does look like that outside. Orlando, Lisette Maldonado, I'm sweating. Are you? Deanne Mendez, Christy. Think warm thoughts. Ice accumulation forecast before I show you the 7-day. So winter storm warning in effect through Thursday, and I just showed you why. A lot of precipitation expected, especially Thursday. Here's the icing forecast, okay? Ice, the worst case scenario, is expected to best accumulate over the hill country, and you can see that that's ½ an inch between Lakey and Kerrville, and then most of that area between 1/4 to ½ an inch. And that would definitely mean that all those roads will be closed down, including I-10, which becomes a nightmare for truckers because so many 18-wheelers are waiting to get through Kerrville to come through San Antonio, and if they get stopped north of Kerrville, that line gets really, really long. We've seen it so many times, and that will happen. Notice that it stretches east and is solid 0.05 of an inch in red through areas north of Austin and up into Waco. And again, this is through Thursday evening. The no power hour for Roberta is hitting 27 hours. Oh my gosh, Roberta, God bless you. Amber, it does take a village. God bless you. Everybody pray for each other, please. There you go, Dawn. That's what we can do. And this too shall pass, I promise you. I love you, San Antonio, and I've seen and heard so many heartbreaking stories out there of what's happening. One my wife shared was that a woman who has a child that's asthmatic, which we can really identify with. 2 of our 3 daughters suffer with asthma. Our youngest has the biggest battle. She's 14 now. But this mom shared that she's unable to give her daughter breathing treatments because of the power outage. That is so scary. When your child needs a breathing treatment and they can't breathe and they're wheezing and you got to get them to a hospital because their breathing capacity gets down to 80%. It's so scary. And so we really got to, this village of prayer must be lifted up. That's our biggest hope. Have hope. Oh my God, that snow I know, right, Gracie? More cold, all the hotels are booked. Yeah, Amber Dawn, because a lot of the medical center hotels are filled with doctors and nurses for these hospitals because they've got to stay close. They can't go all the way home, and they've got to get back for emergencies. Yes, Lois, we did a story on that. As a matter of fact, Councilman Trevino was proactive in making sure that Riverwalk businesses that are closed and office buildings that are not being used are getting those lights turned off. We really saw him take action on that, because that is just sinful at this point, right? Let's put those, yeah, and apparently, exactly, Lois, exactly. It's terrible. 2 days, no power, no heat, Travis. I'm so sorry. I mean, I think too about, let's not forget the pandemic. There's people trying to battle COVID, and they have to go to their cars in order to get the oxygen machines going. We did a story on that where a gentleman is in his car using car power in order to run his oxygen tank in order to breathe. I mean, and he's not alone. Absolutely, Jessica. Absolutely. Remember, I always look at hope. I was enlightened by this, by the Spirit of God. Hope is an acronym. Holding onto promises everlasting. Don't forget that. That's where your hope is. Just hold on to those promises everlasting, okay? It's all we have sometimes, and I love y'all. I really do. There you go, Leticia. Yeah. All right, guys. We're going to have full team coverage at 10 o'clock, by the way. We're at 9:30, so I don't want to waste any more time without getting the 7-day forecast up. And the 70s on my 7-day. This is the brightest, cheeriest, best news of all right now, right? So the mold in Mountain Cedar, by the way, did creep back in today. Mold in Mountain Cedar showed up at a count of 10, so it's not as though we had a whole lot of it in the air. It was non-existent. There wasn't any showing up in the air yesterday. No pollen's present at all. But today, a count of 10 on Mountain Cedar, a count of 10 on molds. All right, our computer's a little sluggish. It's been getting a workout. We're waiting. That 7 days going to roll any second now. No power since yesterday. So depressed with all this. I know. Princessy. What a beautiful name. I'm so sorry. Fuel running low. Donna. See? Has anyone seen hotels price gouging? Haven't. Hope not. Everyone needs hope and faith. Amber. Absolutely. You're welcome, Stephanie. Doing everything we can. Keep you ahead of this. And you can see we start kind of rebounding really Friday, and because that's going to be the day of the most sun and the most hours above 32 that we've seen in a while. Because see how we get it a lot colder Thursday? And that 20% we might have to bump up. I mean, considering that computer model, I'm going to watch what the Weather Service is thinking, and those meteorologists, great team up in New Braunfels that I trust. We've got to see what they're thinking too and make a collective decision. Right now, as of now, could change by 10 p.m.'s weathercast, but we're going to stick with 20%, 40% early Thursday, 20% late. So that's why I say AM mix, because the original thinking is that we see a lot of it end by about midday Thursday. And then we start drying out, mostly cloudy, upper 30s. Rick, stay warm. Good forecast. Thank you. Trying to keep you posted. Thank you, Bill. Praying for everyone. There it is. Amen, Sherry. Travis, keep hope alive, brother. Absolutely. Sending prayers. Jessica, way to go. Absolutely. But there it is. Upper 60s Sunday, Monday. Even Saturday, beautiful. In the upper 50s is going to feel so good. Jamaica, very good. Absolutely. My allergies were really bad today. Not sure what. Victoria, yeah, it was only a light count. 10 was the count. Barely a trace of it. But it was both mold and Mountain Cedar, so maybe it did just affect you. Drove back from Georgia, now stuck in Houston, no power, making the best of it. Hoping to drive. Yeah, Melissa, Friday drive would be just fine because we should see a significant amount of melting by then. John Coker, yeah, isn't that cool? And it really was something I was blessed with years ago. Grandma turning around, right, Nicole? This is just crazy. Paid $27 for a case of water, but needed water, couldn't find any. Did not, Sherry. Just that $27 for a case of water. You think flights can resume? Yes. Arlene, from what I heard, flights into San Antonio were starting back up on Thursday from some people that were trying to make it back to the city. All right, guys. I'm going to leave you with the 7-day forecast for a little bit. Thankfully, I have my daughters and their boys with us, trying to stay warm. One grandson, special needs. Oh, Susan, our heart breaks. Really needs his feeding pump. Currently, he's getting bolus. Oh, no. Praying for you, Susan. Absolutely. Prayers of comfort and peace, Susan. That is so brutal. That's what I was hearing about. Right? Come on, man. You know it's better than Ron Burgundy, Hector. Hector, what's going on, dude? That is so sad. I mean, I see the special needs, the disabilities of some people that need dialysis, some people that need power now, and it's just heartbreaking. So our governor's going to do what he can, and I think we're going to see a revamping of ERCOT. Did you know this? I didn't know this until today, that we have 3 power grids in the United States of America, 3 grids for the entire United States. One of the 3 is in Texas. Texas is the only state with its own power grid. There's Western U.S., there's Eastern U.S., and there's Texas and ERCOT. Isn't that something? So ERCOT has no federal regulation. All the others do, all the other power companies. But Texas is on its own with power, and ERCOT is not federally regulated. That might change. Stuck in Vegas, Alex, that could get expensive. No power for Sindison. Hope I got that right. Ivy. Oh, John, thanks to Ivy. Absolutely. Ivy, thank you. Power but no water for Robbie. All right, guys. God bless you all. I'm going to leave this up for the 7-day for a little bit so you can get a good look at that. Love you all. God bless. Stay safe out there, okay? And we'll have a full report, team coverage coming up next at 10 o'clock. Eyewitness News.